Hello, it's me again. Aye, just been feeling ill for the last few days, week. So I'm just come into a quiet area just now to just say hello again. So I go. I'm still fighting on, struggling each day. It's very hard when you're struggling for breath. For every breath is a struggle, but that's how things are, I'm sitting here in the laundry, and we flat with Gillian, and I'm a bit reflective. Everything I've got just now, I've been putting into trying getting a mobility scooter. And it's not until you're actually hindered that you realise, the importance of independence, of movement, freely movement created by your own ability to move. When that is actually impeded, as mine is, due to the deterioration of my lungs, you begin to realise and see life differently. And as you come closer to your own demise and your own death through an escalation of the illness, because each one of us through time face the prospect of death, and a lot of people are afraid to speak about one's own demise because it's frightening, it's scary, you see, and you don't want to think about it. Once you're actually forced to think about it, when it's upon you, and it can be a possibility at any time, and you don't realise or know if you're going to be able to wake up the next morning in the health and condition you were the night before as you went to sleep. And especially if you've got a cat like my corky is there in the morning and that's him attacking your feet. 7 o'clock on the dot every morning, the wee man is there, if I'm not up, attacking my feet to get me up. So he can have his first munch. He's like a wee hobbit, he has these different food allotment times that he's created for himself. Like hobbits having their living season, things like that. He has his at 7, and then at 10, and then at 11, and then throughout the day when he fails to come out of a snooze, he'll come in and he's got a habit of hiding also and swiping your ankles as you go by. You know what I mean? He's a beautiful cat. He's a house cat. He's never been out because David, our stepson, who, once we first got Corky a couple of years back, his friend's cat just was run over, and Dave was terrified about Corky, his prospects, and the possibility that anything can happen. So he asked if he could remain a house cat. So a house cat he become, you know what I mean? So wee Corky's been a house cat, and he's a lovely, lovely wee thing, but he's got his own routine, and we've all got to share in that routine. He has nothing apart from his routine, and don't we all know it, but it's absolutely great to have the trust of another animal freely given, and I take great joy in that, me and my wee Corky. And that's one of the great things I like to do once I get a scooter, and to go out and actually to get some food and buy the food for Corky. And I like doing that. I'm always looking for wee treats that I can get him. And I never thought I would have the simplicity of that love for an animal, that I'd have that sort of feeling. And I remember in Wandsworth prison, and they had the cat there was this big cat, and no one was allowed to touch this cat. He sat there in reception, and once you come in from courts and that, there's this big cat hissing at you and all that, and looking at you beyond touch. You're not allowed to touch. If you touch them, they would jump on you, bend you up and drag you down and pour you into a cell, battered and bruised. And I'm not joking. I've seen it happen many a time over the cat in reception. And people would come in and say upset and all sorts of emotional distortions. and disruptions due to the enormity of what they've just been through, and to end up in a reception being dehumanised. The last thing you want to do see is this cat purring away at you or hissing at you, and you're not allowed to touch it. And you know, it was just a symbolic thing, I think, for the prisoners and the screws, because it was seen as a POA cat, Prisoners Officers Association, a pure fucking militant cat. And so a lot of people try to give it a swift kick. It's, you know, it's wrong, of course, but at that time, distorted mentality and conceptual thinking, you don't think the harm that you do to the actual cat, because the cat's not at fault. The cat's a cat. There'll always be a cat. And I remember coming back from the Old Bailey, because I was kept on remand and convicted at the same time in Wandsworth prison for a period where I was serving an 18-month sentence while on remand, waiting for the trial at the Old Bailey for the murder. And you know, I remember coming back from the Old Bailey, and that cat's there, and I remember just booting it, and lodged it, and right from one end of the reception to the other, there's a this cat, screaming by, you know what I mean? And next minute they all come rushing out and bloody jumped on me, wrapped me up and poured me into the cell. About 10 minutes later, battered and bruised, you know what I mean, for manhandling this cat at reception, you know what I mean? And I always feel rotten that I did actually kick the cat, but it wasn't the cat I was kicking in my mind, you know what I mean? Once was one of the most depressing, dehumanising receptions that I ever had the misfortune to go through. Very brutal in there, you know, very disparately. Your soul is taken, stamped on, your personality is put in a box, and your reality is locked in a safe. You're in a world of distorted reality, and thereafter everything is abnormal, and you're meant to act normal in an abnormal environment. And I always found that very, very difficult to understand, how you can act normal in the abnormal environment that we were meant to, or forced to do so. And I always remember them times, you know, because I was an innocent man, you know, I should not have been in prison in the first place. Every day was a torment for me, you know. I was praying and hoping I'd be released. And but as you say, I was doing 18 months for another sentence. I was accused of stealing 7 houses, actually charged with stealing 7 houses, and took to court for it. Oh, fuck's sake, they all got thrown out, of course, and got sentenced for some other thing, but for stealing 7 houses, and it was just like they squatted them, you know, opened them up for squats, and that's what they charged me with, actually stealing the houses with other Ricardo and other people. And that was just to get us off the streets while the trial was due to commence, and it was to get other people off the streets, you see, so they couldn't be interfering, as it was suggested, with witnesses and all things like that, because they feared for jury manipulation and tampering. So they went to great lengths to minimise that potential, as they suggested at the time. But that was just them creating the myth that they create around the person once they got a person in the sights to take the fall, or they would be blamed for something. They knew I didn't kill Mark. There's nothing in this world that can make that fact differently. I didn't kill Mark. It's you know, I did not kill Mark Balcom. There's nothing in the world that could make that so. So I've always had that belief, because I know I didn't kill him. Now they knew I didn't kill Mark, and all through the sentence they understood that I didn't kill Mark. Even when I was in the House Swiss unit and I was on one of my mad protests, and I remember this delegation coming from the Home Office, yeah, with the suits and the boots and all that, and their posh attitudes. And this one at the end, and he hung about still without a earshot, and he said to me, he said, "Listen, Mr. O'Neill," he said, "never give up." He said, "We are well aware of who you are, we're well aware of what's happened. Never give up your fight, and one day you should get justice, but just never give up." And that was coming from a Home Office Minister, and that gave me great heart at the time, you see, to actually hear that from a person of that standard. And, you know, I was fighting, as you say, every day. I fought for my freedom. Every day I asked if it was me to be released, if they realised it was innocent and they realised the mistake and all sorts of things like that. And every day I was laughed at, mocked and slammed behind a door as that sound echoed and tormented my mind. It's a terrible, terrible sound that even now as I'm free, it still echoes in my head. The echo of my imprisonment for a crime that I did not do. I did not kill Mark. I am not a murderer. I was no angel. I never said I was an angel. And I look at life now as a wasted life. My life has been wasted. Many others have been wasted. And regardless of guilt or innocence, the prospect of reality was put beyond me. I just had abnormality, an abnormal environment where I was punished for saying I'm innocent. I was deemed as in denial, with an inability to come to terms with the enormity of my actions, therefore my guilt. Therefore I created a parallel self to cushion from the reality of the harshness of my actions. The perpetrator of torture that brought death and destruction. That is what I was labelled as, and that's what they spun around me, and I had to deal with that every day, and being called a murderer, a psychopath, and all these labels. All they've done is stuck labels on me to justify the continued incarceration, because I never once give up, and I never ever have give up, and I never will give up. I didn't kill Mark, and justice I ask and demand that justice one day is served, and the society know that I was indeed innocent. I want Paisley to know that most, and most for my friend Fred McNeil, who's sacrificed his life to bring light to my life, and what that man has went through. You know, that man is a film in itself, a book in itself, just what Fred McNeil went through to bring light and get me free, and that should be acknowledged. And one day I pray that that is, and that the truth comes out, and that Fred McNeil is honoured and told thank you from the people who count, because what that man did is from God. Thank you, sir, for it's you that got me home. Thank you. And all others who was involved, but for Fred, a sincere thank you for the belief and the trust that you put in me, and the sacrifice that you had to endure, and everything that went with that. And I'm sorry for the choices that you were forced to have to make. It caused you pain. I want the society of my people, my kin, my town, the buddies, to know that I did not kill Mark, that I'm an innocent man. And it's through people like Fred, Gillian Daly, and Sinead, and there's other people that kept me sane, and they kept me alive with hope to be able to take this time out as I am declining in health, to actually speak freely on a video without being punished for doing so. You know, as I say, I'm just sitting reflective because I've been very ill this last week, and I'm hoping just to go out today in the scooter and get some fresh air in that, as I did manage yesterday. And I'm actually saw Fred yesterday. We spent a couple of hours together, and that was really nice, but it's sad to see that he's sort of down himself, and you know, he's went through so much. Thank you, Fred. Never will I forget what sacrifice you made for me, and I give you my heart fully. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And that's for all who supported me, and for those who support me now, thank you. And I just want to tell my story. I want to get it out to the people, as I call it, a wasted life regardless of guilt or innocence. The true story of Kevin O'Neill. Anyway, if anyone wants to help me achieve this and build this up and bring it to the society that I want to hear, then please contact me and please help. Anyway, thank you, and thank you to Paisley, for the buddies are the best people in the world. Thank you. God bless.